Listen to any text on LELB Society with on-demand text-to-speech. Table of contents. Video of text-to-speech technology. Listen to any text with one simple selection. How LELB Society's on-demand text-to-speech works. Improve listening comprehension with repeated listening. A powerful tool for independent English learning. A complementary tool for flipped and asynchronous learning. A simple listening strategy recommended by Dr. Hariri. On-demand text-to-speech is an accessibility tool, integrating all 4 English skills at LELB Society. Registered members of LELB Society can select any text on the website, from a single word or phrase to a complete sentence or paragraph, and listen to it instantly with high-quality text-to-speech technology. This on-demand feature helps English learners improve listening comprehension, pronunciation, vocabulary, and overall language awareness. By listening to selected words and passages repeatedly, learners can connect written English with natural spoken language and practice independently at their own pace. Video of text-to-speech technology. Listen to any text with one simple selection. One of the most useful features of LELB Society is the ability to listen to selected text rather than an entire lesson or article. Registered members can select a single word, a phrase, a sentence, or a complete paragraph and listen to the selected text on demand. This flexibility is particularly useful when learners encounter unfamiliar vocabulary, difficult expressions, or sentences whose pronunciation they would like to check. Practice listening by selecting any text and listening to it at LELB Society. Instead of searching for a separate pronunciation tool or copying the text into another application, learners can listen to the content directly on LELB Society. This makes the learning process faster, more convenient, and more closely connected to the lesson they are studying. The process is simple. When you are reading a lesson or another English text on LELB Society, select the word, phrase, sentence, or paragraph you want to hear. The text-to-speech system then converts your selected text into spoken English so that you can listen to it immediately. Google Chrome Reading Mode for accessibility and focus. This feature gives learners control over what they listen to and how often they listen to it. For example, you can listen to one unfamiliar word several times, hear a difficult sentence again, or listen to an entire paragraph after reading it. You can therefore combine reading and listening practice within the same learning activity. Improve listening comprehension with repeated listening. Listening to written English after reading it can help learners develop a stronger connection between spelling, pronunciation, and meaning. When you select a sentence and listen to it several times, you have an opportunity to notice individual words, word boundaries, pronunciation patterns, and the rhythm of spoken English. Listen to web pages. Top 5 text-to-speech tools. Repeated listening can be especially valuable when a learner understands a sentence in written form but has difficulty recognizing the same words when they are spoken. By listening to the sentence repeatedly and then returning to the written text, learners can gradually improve their ability to recognize familiar vocabulary and expressions in spoken English. The feature can also be useful for pronunciation practice. Learners can listen to a word or sentence and compare the spoken model with their own pronunciation. In this way, on-demand text-to-speech can complement other English learning activities on LELB Society. A powerful tool for independent English learning. On-demand text-to-speech gives registered members greater control over their learning experience. Learners do not have to wait for a teacher to pronounce a particular word or sentence, and they do not need to leave the website to find another pronunciation or text-to-speech tool. They can select the exact content they want to hear and practice it whenever necessary. This feature is particularly suitable for independent and self-paced learning. You can use it while studying vocabulary, reading lessons, reviewing difficult sentences, or preparing for other English learning activities. Combined with LELB Society's extensive collection of English lessons and other learning resources, on-demand text-to-speech provides an additional way for learners to practice English more actively and effectively. A complementary tool for flipped and asynchronous learning. At LELB Society, flipped learning and asynchronous learning are two cornerstones of our methodology and education system. For this reason, the majority of our lessons already include embedded instructional videos. In other words, our lessons have already been taught through recorded lectures, while learners can also receive additional support through live chat and comment forms whenever they need it. English for Today, daily video lessons with speaking practice. Our on-demand text-to-speech feature is therefore not a replacement for our video lessons or teacher support. Instead, it is a complementary and essential learning tool that gives registered members an additional way to interact with the written content. Powered by a human-like, natural voice, the text-to-speech system allows learners to select and listen to any word, phrase, sentence, or paragraph whenever they need additional listening practice. This makes it particularly valuable for learners who want to reinforce their understanding, check pronunciation, or repeatedly listen to specific parts of a lesson at their own pace. A simple listening strategy recommended by Dr. Hariri. Dr. Mohammed Hossein Hariri ASL, the founder and developer of LELB Society and a PhD holder in teaching English as a foreign language (TEFL), recommends a simple but effective strategy for using our on-demand text-to-speech feature. When you want to study a paragraph, you can select the entire paragraph by clicking on any word 3 times consecutively. You can do this before reading the paragraph so that you can listen to it first. As you listen, try to understand the main message and general meaning of the paragraph rather than focusing on every individual word. Do not worry too much about unfamiliar words or phrases at this stage. Your first goal is to understand what the paragraph is mainly about. You can listen to the same paragraph repeatedly as many times as you need. Repeated listening allows you to become more familiar with the pronunciation, rhythm, and meaning of the language without putting unnecessary pressure on yourself. After listening to the paragraph several times, read it carefully for a more thorough understanding. At this stage, you can pay closer attention to unfamiliar vocabulary, phrases, sentence structures, and other details. This listening-first approach can help you gradually move from understanding the general message to understanding the text in greater depth. On-demand text-to-speech is an accessibility tool. Our on-demand text-to-speech technology can also make reading web pages more accessible, particularly for visually impaired learners. For example, Drive. Hariri, who is visually impaired, uses this feature to minimize eye strain while reading online content. Instead of relying exclusively on visual reading, learners can listen to selected portions of a web page whenever they need to reduce the amount of time they spend looking at the screen. Discover the power of flipped learning on LELB Society. The ability to select exactly what you want to hear makes this particularly useful for longer lessons and web pages. You can listen to a word, phrase, sentence, or paragraph and then return to visual reading when necessary. In this way, text-to-speech can serve not only as a language learning tool but also as a practical accessibility feature for learners with different visual needs. It is also important to note that our text-to-speech software uses a standard American English accent with a natural, human-like voice. In this sense, LELB Society can talk to you on demand. Whenever you select written English, you have the opportunity to hear it spoken aloud. Integrating all 4 English skills at LELB Society. The on-demand text-to-speech feature also contributes to LELB Society's broader approach to integrated language skills. Our students and registered members can practice listening comprehension through our extensive collection of video lessons as well as through on-demand text-to-speech. They can practice reading comprehension by studying our 4,600+ English lessons, which cover a wide range of topics, vocabulary, and language structures. Writing practice is integrated into the learning process through our comment forms and discussion boards, where learners can write about lessons and communicate with teachers and other learners. Speaking practice is also possible through our live chat system, where students can send voice messages to their teachers and receive support through voice and text. Therefore, LELB Society does not treat listening, speaking, reading, and writing as completely separate activities. Instead, our learning environment provides opportunities to integrate all four skills. A learner can read a lesson, watch its video, listen to selected passages with on-demand text-to-speech, write a comment about the lesson, and practice speaking by sending a voice message to a teacher. This combination makes the learning process more interactive, flexible, and suitable for asynchronous and self-paced English learning.